Welcome back. So, some good news. Smoking is on the decline worldwide. I've seen statistics from my home country, the UK, and it's dropped actually really dramatically. So that's really positive. And this has come about, I think, through a variety of different motivations, new rules, new laws, new developments that are driving this shift away from smoking. Not so much in adults, but in younger people who are now becoming adults, less of them are growing up as smokers. So there's, of course, all different countries deal with this in different ways, but New Zealand has made a slightly controversial new law, which is banning anybody born in or after 2009 to buy cigarettes forever. So this means no matter how old these people get, they will never be legally allowed to buy cigarettes in New Zealand. As you can imagine, this was quite an extreme measure, so it caused some controversy. Some stores were complaining it might damage their business. Some people were saying this counted as discrimination. Some people were even saying that this might have the opposite effect. It might cause some kind of, underground cigarettes trade to pop up and contribute to crime or gangs or something. So there was a lot of concern surrounding it, but New Zealand are determined to go ahead. So we'll have to see where this new law takes them. Well, I've got to get your initial reaction. Okay. What do you think about this?
Oh, the initial reaction. Number one, I can understand why the government is doing it because the amount of people who are smoking in New Zealand is so low that financially this is not a burden for the government. So they're like, yeah, we don't really care because we're not getting enough money from the smoke tax. Places like America and stuff, they get a lot of money from tobacco tax, and so they might not be as apt to ban it yet. Second is I really do like freedom. I am holding that flag, and though I think that there are laws that can benefit protecting the freedom of all people, and I don't mean the freedom to do what you want, but rather the freedom to live together and do as much as you can while still protecting those around you in a society, this I think crosses the line. I think if people decide that they want to damage their own body or decide that they want to become addicted to nicotine, that is completely their choice. And when we made rules about like not smoking around children and not smoking indoors and stuff, I think that was a fine thing to do. But banning cigarettes, that's a person's choice. It's like banning pizza or alcohol. There's so many things out there that are so bad for you and yet they're not banned. And that's because that's personal choice. Should we ban boxing? They know that boxing and football, American football, causes really bad damage to the brain and body, but they choose to do it anyway, and we haven't banned it. We've tried to make it safer, just like smoking. So, I'm ranting, but in the end, don't ban smoking. Maybe this is the one thing that I did not agree with the Prime Minister with. I don't know if she had anything to do with this or not, but yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes, it does seem just a bit arbitrary to me. What is the difference between someone born on December 31st, 2008 and someone born on January 1st, 2009? But they've just cut it off at a random age.
How old would someone in 2000? How old would 2009 be right now? That would be 13.
They're 14-ish.
14-ish.
Yeah, 13,
okay.
14.
All right.
And again, it's just like, well, it's already illegal for 13, 14-year-olds to buy cigarettes. But if they've got older brothers, older people around them, a slightly dodgy cigarette seller, they're already getting their hands on cigarettes if they really, really want to. So I'm not convinced it will even work that effectively.
Yeah, I don't know. And like New Zealand is an island and they can probably control the ins and outs a bit better. But a place like America or England that have a lot more connections, and England is an island, whatever, but it has a lot more connections than New Zealand, I suppose. I just don't see the point, and also just let people smoke if they want. Let people have a good life. Smoking hurts others, and that's why we can't do it indoors. But outdoors or in, the spaces for smoking, just let people choose to do what they want.
Maybe you've heard about some other laws or rules that countries, America, Korea, anywhere, have introduced that actually have been effective in reducing the number of smokers. What do you think works well?
I think a huge one for reducing smoking is one I just mentioned. It's not smoking around children, because I think a lot of children were seeing their parents smoke, having secondhand smoke, which we now know is slightly or a lot addictive. And then when they grow up, they want cigarettes, right? It's just a normal thing. So if they don't see their parents smoking, even if they are smokers, then they're less likely to smoke when they're older. The other one is just, raising prices, I think is a big one. It's, you're less able to buy them. And strict enforcement of age laws. So I know that maybe in the countryside in America, a 13-year-old could get away with something dodgy, but majority, the owner is going to be like, heck no. I can't pay the fines or even go to jail sometimes for selling this to you. Get out right now.
Well, some great tips. And maybe we can learn some great vocabulary by checking out the vocabulary section and learning some of those words, not lighting them up, just putting them in our brain. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Massive.
Massive.
Put something into perspective.
Put something into perspective.
Solid majority.
Solid majority.
Mom and pop.
Mum and pop.
Black market.
Black market.